Hi everyone and welcome to what?
The
Fluff! Welcome to another episode of the What the Fluff vlog. This week...
I actually don't know what number we're on, I can't remember.
I think it's episode 5.
I think it's 6.
I feel like it's 6. But
Well, it'll be titled anyway, so it doesn't matter.
it's very warm. So...
Yeah, so it's been Worldwide Knitting Public Day that we've been here at Mel's shop in Lancaster. Sat outside doing some knitting. Well, I did crocheting.
I did some knitting, not picked it up in a while.
Knitting. And despite the heat wave that we're having, I'm totally wearing my new jumper like I told you people I would, because I love it!
It's actually funny because me and Ben were talking about, Ben's not a hot weather
I'm not.
crafter.
No, I'm not a summer knitter. This is why I want my loom. That
Yes.
Mel is going to purchase for me for my birthday.
We are getting some looms in the shop. So a couple of years ago I did a weaving workshop and was like, ooh, I quite like this. You've just got the fibre for the flavour.
Yeah, I've got big weaver's flavour.
And I think it's one of those things, everyone says it's really good for the stash, but they also say that you start using it for your stash and then you end up buying more wool because the stash is not enough. But
Yeah. And
I think being dyers though, I think the stash will always be enough.
I'm kind of hoping that because I'm not like a sort of knitter in the heat, I can just, because it's not going to be, you know, it'll be on the loom back and forth. I'm not going to be touching yarn so much.
Whereas I'm just like, for me, it's like 4-ply. I'm like, we're in summertime. I'm like fingering 4-ply. So I'm doing this shawl, which is just, I think I've been going on about this on our own Instagram for Ethel and M. And it's just a back and forth garter stitch, throwing in the odd stripe where I can. It's just a basic, what do you call it when a triangle's not a triangle? It is a triangle.
Asymmetry.
Yes, an asymmetrical
I can't
triangle.
believe Ben pulled that word out.
Well, that's the Wastelander. The Wastelander's asymmetric.
Exactly. It's inspired a little bit by your Wastelander because I'm kind of making color changes and stripes where and when I want, and there's no set pattern for that. It's just kind of how I feel.
Freedom.
Yeah, no, but it is. It's all about the freedom, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So it's that thing where your sort of head's not 100% in the game. It's hot outside,
Yeah.
and you just want a project to keep you busy. And I'm just someone who always has to have my hands busy, and it's a nice relaxing knit. So I'm just enjoying it at the moment, and I'm using some of the Gusto wool, which Ben's also using. We're loving our Gusto speckles. And I've got another one which is Earth Unique Fingering, which is a striped wool. So it's giving me quite an interesting effect, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just nice. And I was on holiday last month. I went to Portugal, and I swear the speckled yarn is the color of the Portuguese sea, which is not the Portuguese sea, but I'm really bad at geography. So the sea that was off Porto, this color.
I don't know either.
No. Geography, not our strong point at what
No.
Could be. Definitely not the Caribbean.
No.
Definitely not the Caribbean. So yes, but yeah, no. So I'm wearing my finished Felix sweater today because it's, despite the heat, the shop is kind of cool, and I have said that I'm going to wear this all summer long, and I feel like I am, but also because I finished it and it's amazing, and it's a total mashup. So the yarn is basically, when Scott and Ben partnered up, Crystal Yarn kind of morphed into Take Two, and Scott was selling off some of his Crystal Yarn colors. So the green that makes up the base of this was a DK BFL that Scott dyed, which was non-superwash, and Melanie's like, I don't like non-superwash wool, but my love of mohair means that that's a lie. So
yeah.
And
your love of green overcame the non-superwash.
Oh my god, it did, because it is like, it is the most amazing color, and if you know me, it's so me. It's amazing. And then because I can't do, well, I was worried about not having enough wool, which I was wrong. I would have had enough wool if I'd done it in one color. Yeah. But I also get bored with just anything that's one color. So often you'll see that I've got contrast going on. So I had some coupe knit socks, DK and stash in the yellow and in the pink. And I thought, oh, I'll mix that up for my cuff and my collar. And then I was doing my cuffs and realized I couldn't get gauge. So I was able to get gauge with one strand of mohair and the socks, DK in the yellow, but the pink is somehow a little bit thinner. And I just couldn't get gauge. And I think I knit and ripped this back about 3 times before I could actually do it. And then I decided to, as well as the Manos Cabrito, which goes throughout, I also held it with a Rowan Kid Silk Haze in a lovely luminous orange. So I still have this really neon effect, but it's kind of like neon confetti barf, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to eat it. But it's inspired me to really play around more with my fluff and yarns that have sort of different effects. So whether it's a gradient or just a multicolored or pooling, I'm just really excited as we go towards the colder months to really get my fluff on. Mega.
Yes. Bring on the colder months.
Yeah. So what is this thing that you're doing, which I'm totally copying?
So last episode I was saying about being on like a bit of a craft hiatus. That didn't actually last that long. So I started a granny stripe blanket for a friend using, let me find it actually. Mel knows.
I do know exactly what it is. Ow! There's comedy gold in there. There's comedy gold. We're not even going to edit that out. Yeah, balls to the face. Okay. That is the
Rico baby.
Classic.
Yeah, and I absolutely love it. It's so soft and so nice. And I'm using a dusky pink, blue, and a mustardy gold.
Yeah.
Just because they matched the colours in my friend's rug that will be going in the room. So I think it matches perfectly. I've never done a granny stripe blanket.
You love it though.
I'm never doing a granny square again in my life. I'm all about the granny stripes from now on.
Well, it's nice because you've been able to carry the colours up, so you're not dealing with ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, I think the 4.5mm hook rather than the 4 hook is giving it a really nice sort of bit of drape and movement.
Yeah.
So it's just, I'm actually about to embark on one of these myself, I think, because I am just in love with the effect of it.
Yeah, and I'm not following a pattern at all. I simply just did a foundation chain, crocheted foundation chain, and then just started going from there, really. So it's just been fun to sit there and not have to worry. And also, it's not actually been that warm on my lap, which is quite saving because I was thinking, it's
getting warm out.
28 degrees. I've now got a blanket sat on my lap, but it's actually not been too bad. It's been been good. Yeah. And also it's helped me because the little hiatus that I was thinking I was going to have never happened, really. And now I've got more things that I need to do. So I've just bought more yarn, some more Rico, for a little crocheted rabbit for someone at work for their newborn child due in a few months.
You got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Benjamin?
I'm working on a couple of projects, but not really because I'm too hot. So I'm working on my Pearl Soho triangle shawl, which is still going on. Not really done much. It's a bit too warm. And my Stockholm slipover.
Yeah.
But that's got in the bag because my stitch count's wrong.
It's on the naughty step.
Yeah, it's on the naughty step, and it was a knit night blunder. So yeah, I should have 27 stitches. Somehow I've got 34, but
27, 34. That's similar.
I know, but I do my little tally just because I can't remember things. And for some reason I've got more stitches than I should, so it's kind of just sat in the bag. We'll deal with that in a bit.
But I think that's one of the things that, like I said, I pulled back these sleeves 3 times. This was, again, I think I pulled this back 5 times. At the moment, I think there's a lot just going on in the world, and it's hard to get your head on straight sometimes.
Yeah.
And as much as knitting and crochet can be a way to calm your mind in crazy times, sometimes the crazy times is too much.
Yeah.
So it's just, I've never had this much of a problem with any of my projects as I have in the last probably month. And it's just one of those things you kind of go with. but it can be a little bit hard and a little bit deflating. But
yeah, I think like I said to you at knit night, I was just struggling a bit with knitting. I'd kind of lost my oomph for it, but I think that is just because of the heat, really.
So does that mean we're not getting any dyeing out of you guys at the moment then? Because I know I'm keen to get some new stuff in.
Oh no, I'll be dyeing. I can dye.
What's going on with the dye pans at the moment? What's the current club? When does that close?
So the current club is Hook.
It's what?
Hook.
Hook!
Hook.
Hook! Hook! You're talking northern again.
Hook.
Hook! Okay.
Yeah, Hook. It's one of my favourite sort of child films. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting behind the dye pans of that, because it's sort of earthy tones, but then you've got sort of some like sharp reds in there as well. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Good for you. So it's a character.
Oh, I don't like this. I just know like it's based on Peter Pan. Sort of. Yeah.
Peter Pan grows up, and then Hook steals his kids.
Peter Pan never grows up.
Oh, he does in this one. He becomes a businessman.
Yeah, Robin Williams.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's so good.
Okay.
And then he has to learn how to fly again because he forgets.
This sounds kind of beautiful and possibly poignant and very relevant at the moment. But
Yeah, he's a businessman and he's always working and he neglects his kids. Well, he doesn't neglect them, but his work's more important. And then they go on holiday to see family in London.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
I'm going to have to get this on my watch list then.
You are. That's so good.
To be fair, I've seen, I think every film that you guys have done so far for the clubs I have seen, but Hook is not on my current watching, so I will go and find it down on the interwebs. And
I think it's on Disney Plus. I could be wrong if it's not.
Oh, if it's on Disney Plus, I'm going to have me a patty.
If it's not, then I'll have to run up to CEX and get it for £1.
That sounds amazing. Sounds amazing.
So yeah, so the club's still open till 15th, which is Thursday.
After my birthday.
Yeah.
Ben turns old this week.
Yeah.
Next week, technically. But
Yeah, but
by the time this goes out, it's this week.
yeah. Yeah, I'm getting old. I'm going grey. But I was living with him.
Sometimes you just don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Usually we have executive producer Chloe with us to sort of kick us into line, and she's not here today, so...
No.
She's enjoying the sun, probably in a park or something.
In a park or a pub. But no, it's just been, it's been a really weird day, because we usually actually film on a day when none of us have worked or anything. Today was Worldwide Knit in Public Day. We've been out knitting, socializing, whatever, so our batteries are a little less full than ordinarily when filming.
I think I'm running on rice crackers.
He's running on rice crackers, I'm on pretzels, and this one's on a sticky toffee pudding muffin. But I think the big thing here is after we went to Cologne, we sort of fell out of the consistency loop, and at least this way we're hopefully bringing you something with a little bit of joy, if not our usual energy and pep levels, and just sort of keeping you up to date with what's going on. Oh wait, can I mention? So we're just looking at classes at the moment.
Yeah.
And one of the things people have asked for is Tunisian crochet. And Tunisian crochet improvers. So Jennifer, who does our Tunisian classes, was given a ball of this wonderful Shopple wool gradient, which is a lovely wool. It's kind of got a very felted feel. It's just really light though. And she's done me 2 versions of this now. But oops, back. It's kind of gorgeous, but it's like basically a little shawlette with a number of different stitches in the Tunisian style. And it's one of those ones a little bit like the Wastelander, a little bit like what I'm doing, where you can mix and match your stitches. So I've got 3 versions of this in the shop at the moment. 2 that are single skeins, 1 that's a 2 skeiner. And we'll get some images up soon, but basically it's one of these things where you can skill build but also create something beautiful at the same time. So this is something that we're excited to bring to you, and generally classes are going to be coming back at Ethel and M. We just need to figure it out because Scott was teaching a lot of them, but Scott's doing some further education at the moment, so that's a bit of a challenge. I've taught a couple of classes and I can do it and I will do it, but it's just trying to find the best classes to fit what people want to learn. And that I'm capable of teaching. And then we might look at getting some guest teachers in as well, but we're just trying to figure all that out at the moment.
There's lots of things, isn't there, in the works?
There's so much in the works. It's just finding the time to bring it all to you.
Yeah.
Because that's like the other thing as well is like, as I said, we're going to be getting some new unique colorways in from Take Two Yarn. I'm actually looking at finally bringing in some of the stuff from Cologne. We've got another big Malabrigo drop coming in soon. There's so much, but we're also going into really hot weather and long days, and it's going, I'm not quite ready to get my knit on or my crow on, and it's like just trying to get that balance. So yeah, but that was my pretty bit of news. So pretty.
Well, I think, man, that's it for this week. So don't forget to like us, subscribe, put a comment down below, anything you'd like to see, anything that you love, anything you don't like that we've touched on. Just let us know.
Yeah, but also share.
Yeah.
If you can, share to all your friends, your little knit groups, just share.
Yeah, I think we're not here trying to invent any wheels or anything. We're just sitting there having having a proverbial cup of tea with you and a knit night and a whatever, just chatting stuff that's hopefully of interest.
Yeah.
And thank you for being there.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.